Cute.
Thanks.
Is that glitter?
I know. Time hacks to rock your day. So that's kind of where I've been at in my life because I feel like I haven't had any time. But I have time. I'm just not using my time. So this is actually kind of a reminder for me too. First things first, though, a couple announcements. Don't forget, challenge packs are $20 off all month. Angie has already hit Success Club. Woohoo! Go, Ange. And Mackenzie, you're like right there, right? You've got one more. You just need to do one and you'll get it. And so that is super freaking awesome. And then I'm just waiting on one more girl. I sent her the link, but she's been super busy, so she hasn't signed up yet. And so I'm patiently waiting. But we are doing, oh, there's Jess. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then coming up, we have 9-week Control Freak, which is by Autumn. It looks super cool. I haven't found anything yet on pricing with it because I know like Jess was talking about like how it might be really expensive with the control track.
The control track, do you think it will be like kind of like the Transform 20 where you just have to buy it separately? Like the Transform 20 track just gives you Beachbody on demand, but like you have to separately buy the stuff. I was wondering if they're going to do the same with the control track.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what it is because it looks like it's just a thing you like hang in the doorway. So I don't know how expensive it's going to be, but I haven't seen any pricing on it yet. And so I'm waiting for that. December 7th, which is actually like 3 weeks away. December, 2 weeks away. Oh, goodness gracious. Is the coach launch. And then December 21st is the VIP launch. I'm going to do 9-week Control Freak starting January 1st is when I'm hoping to do it, which to finish Morning Meltdown on time, like I have my little workout tracker for the month. I'm like, I still have to do like literally a lot of workouts this month too. 20, 25 workouts still this month in 10 days, or 15 days, but it's fine. And so the other thing is that peppermint mocha Shakeology is still in stock. So that's something to talk to people about if you want. It's good. But to be honest, what I do is like I bought peppermint mocha Shakeology last year and I loved it, loved it, loved it. But then once it was gone, I just did chocolate Shakeology and then I put a little bit of like peppermint extract, a little. If you put too much, oh my gosh, you like feel like you're eating a Vicks vapor rub. I don't know, but a little bit of that in there. And then it tastes pretty good. So those are my announcements. And then I wanted to talk. Oh, okay. So this book is, it's upstairs actually. Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen. And it is so, so, so good. If you have not read this book, Angie's letting me borrow it, but it is so good. You can get it for pretty cheap on Amazon. And my W got cut off. But it says we were made to live together in the light. And that really just spoke to me because like the community we're creating here is just really helping us live in the light more and helping us be better human beings. And I just really have seen how it's helped. I think honestly, this community has helped draw me closer to God and is helping draw other people closer to God. So I just really like that at heart. Like, I just find it very awesome. And so I just wanted to share that quote because that book is really great.
I have a question on the Control Freak group quick.
Yeah.
So December 7th is when we can start accessing it if we would?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we wanted to, like if you wanted to buy the early access pack, you could then. Yeah.
Autumn said that you're not going to be able to get the control track. That's what she said during that super weekend.
What did she say?
Like you're not going to be able to start it. You have to wait until you get your stuff.
Yeah.
Which is always something that throws a whole wrench in things because if people, you have to essentially have a cutoff day for that. And hopefully Beachbody shipping kind of gets their poop in a group. And so, but they'll catch up. I mean, they caught up, like they were like normal, but then they must have had another round of COVID go through or something because then they got off track again. But okay. So time hacks. always think of that lady, you know, the lady with the, I can't even remember what it was, but she always, the ain't nobody got time for that, right? You know, that lady, I can't ever remember what that was from. That was a few years ago. But I always think of that. So essentially what I'm going to do is I have 10, oh man, I am just flying through. I have 10 tips of time hacks that these are reminders for myself to use, but also some things. And if you have discussion on any of these, make sure to speak up because you guys might have some really great ideas on them too. So number one is get up earlier. So that might be, I feel like the girls on this call get up pretty early. But like when you're talking to people about, like they say, you know, I don't have enough time in the day. Think like, can you spare another 30 minutes or another 60 minutes of sleep to get your stuff done? And I suggest doing that by setting your alarm for 5 minutes sooner. So like I used to wake up at 5, then I'd wake up at 4:45. And like now I've started waking up at 4:20 so I can get everything done I want to get done. The other thing is do your non-negotiables right away in the morning. So I need to go back to doing my invites in the morning before I leave for school. That's helped with a couple things is one, I can then have conversation, like I can reply to them throughout the day. So I feel like the conversation is a lot quicker than when I send an invite at 9:00 at night and then I go to bed, because then they usually message me at like 10 and then have to wait till the next morning. And if I'm in a hurry to get out the door, I don't even get them messaged back until like the end of that day. Well, now it's like 24 hours and it's not even on their radar. So I totally understand some people in this group are already getting up at like 4:00 in the morning, 4:30. And so like, I'm not saying like, you know, wake up at 3 a.m. I've slightly considered like waking up at 4:00. Like I think tomorrow I might do 4:15 or something, because I just haven't seemed to have enough time in the mornings to get my invites done. But that's my biggest tip for someone who is struggling to find more time in their day. Because I know there are people who get up at like, I don't know, 7 and have to leave for work at 8. Well, you're like, you could get up earlier or stay up later. I guess that's the other option too, but I am productive in the mornings. So like my bedtime is non-negotiable. My wake up time I can manage, my bedtime not so much. So that
well, and I was just gonna say, I remember like last year I was waking up at 4 a.m. during student teaching, and I cannot believe I did that, but I did it. But I wasn't even as productive with coaching at all at that point.
Yeah. So we can do anything for short amount of time. Like I'm considering doing like 4:15 or 4:00, knowing like, okay, in a month and a half, I can sleep in for Christmas break, or like knowing, okay, I can sleep in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll make it to Thanksgiving break, my pals. Jess, do you get time off for Thanksgiving or not really? Not sure. I know like
no one really ever plans ahead for holidays because like cattle still have to be fed.
mm-hmm.
So like, I don't know. I don't really have to be there. And most of the time I just like don't really show up unless they need me to check cattle. So
yeah, Shane, they run Friday after Thanksgiving. So like we aren't doing anything. So I'm like sleeping in, working on stuff. That'll be great. Okay. Number 2 is Sunday prep. So like tonight, Shane and I sat down together and we planned our meals. We meal prepped for the week. I wrote out my grocery list. And the other thing is writing out your important to-dos for the week, right? So we also have communication between the two of us on like, what is our weekly schedule going to look like? Which has really helped, because I tell him like tomorrow night, I probably won't be home till after 6:00 because we have district LDEs. Tuesday, you know, I'm at the center, won't be home till 8:30. You know, and we just kind of like go throughout our week so that we know what's going on, so that it's not like Tuesday night and he's calling me like, where are you? Or, you know, something like that. The other thing is, I don't know, like, obviously I know how big Angie's house is and Jess's house is, but like what I try to do is I work a lot better if my house is clean, and like going into the week with a clean house just really like puts me in the right frame of mind. And what Shane and I have done is set a 30-minute alarm, and like power clean for 30 minutes. And like literally we can clean our whole house in 30 minutes. Like, yes, it's not like mop the floors and like dust and all that, but like pick up the laundry, get the dishwasher started, all that. And I learned if I do it on like a time schedule, like I only have this amount of time, we get it done really fast. And then one thing is going grocery shopping from a list has helped me be quicker at grocery shopping. I hate grocery shopping. I can wander the store for like literally over an hour. And Shane, I have actually been sending Shane to go grocery shopping because Shane can grocery shop in like less than 15 minutes for the same list I have. I just am not, I like to wander, I guess. Hi, Liz. And so the little potty animal, Liz, the little potty animal who is dancing away. Haha, okay. Yes, I got to see Liz this weekend. Y'all be jealous. Okay. Number 3, have a routine. So waking up at the same time every single day helps you feel less tired. Like there are days, like even this weekend, right? I woke up this morning at 7:00, but I feel more tired today than I do if I just like wake up at 4 or wake up at like 6. I was pretty good at waking up at like 6:00 on the weekend. So I kind of kept that early time frame. And so that helps. And then I'm big on even having an evening routine, right? So one thing I've been trying to do is pack our lunches. One thing I've started, okay, my mom, story time, used to pick out her clothes. She had hangers, and on each hanger, she had Monday through Friday. And we would on Sunday pick out every single outfit for the week. Well, I started going back to picking out my clothes at night because otherwise in the mornings, I do the stupid, like try on the shirt. Nope, don't like that. Try on a different shirt. Oh, nope, I want to wear a different pair of pants. And I waste like 15 minutes trying to pick out an outfit. So in the evening, I just want to go to bed. So I pick out what I want to wear, set it on the floor. And then it's like, I don't have to waste the time. The other thing is packing my bag for work the night before too. So making sure everything is together, put in my backpack, my planner, my pens, all that. And I don't have to run around my house in the morning trying to find where everything is, because I think it takes less time if you do it the night before because you're not rushing. Whereas in the morning you're rushing and then it takes longer. The other thing is have an after work routine. Like I am not allowed to sit on my couch after work because the second I sit on my couch, I am done for the day. And so I come home, I usually grab a bubbler and then I fill out my tracker right away because my goal is to fill out my tracker usually before Shane gets home. That doesn't always happen, but trying to fill it out because then when he gets home, I want to be able to spend time with him. My routine has been all sorts of messed up this month because November's like my busiest month right now. And so it's kind of been a little messed up, but I'm hoping to get back into that as we wind down. Does anyone else have any like after work routines or anything?
I was going to add for evening routine, I lay out like my Energize in the morning. I fill my cup with water so it's ready to go. I also get out my like Shakeology and everything I have to. That way it's less time like, oh, I have to dig into the cupboard and get all this crap out. So I lay it out right away. And I also put my workout clothes in the bathroom right away. So, because I'm like super picky. It's so dumb about workout clothes that I'm going to wear. So I like pick and commit. I'm like, just go with it. And then that way I just go into the bathroom right away. And I also, well, we both kind of have started the tracker thing, but I also, like you said, you don't change into your clothes until you have finished everything you need to do that's productive. I've started doing that too. I will not put on my sweatpants, which is also my pajamas, until after I have like done my tracker and everything else, because otherwise I get too comfortable and ready for bed.
Yeah. And it's kind of a reward, right? I'm like, okay, I know I can hit my sweats or like my whatever, my joggers when I'm done with my tracker and get out of these nasty khakis. And so I make myself wait because then I stay in professional mode and work mode instead of switching into like relaxing mode. And so, okay. Number 4 is a 30-minute tracker. So a lot of people think that like your tracker needs to take hours to do. And let me tell you, most of you, all of you have probably been on a power half hour with me where we just like kick out the tracker really quick. And so what I always do first is 10 minutes of inviting because that is the most important thing, right? That is what's going to generate customers and income in your business. The coaches always talk about income producing habits. And I'm always like, I don't understand what income producing habits are. I'm so confused. And that's inviting is income producing, because either they're going to sign up or they're not. Which is right. It's not a big deal if they don't sign up, because you're planting a seed and they may come along the way. The other thing is, can you create a copy and paste message? So I'm not saying create a mass message, send it to every person in your friends list. What I'm saying is, can you create a message that's like, hey, Mackenzie, happy Monday. I hope you're having a great, I hope you had a great day. I have this going on. Would you be interested in learning more details, or can I send you some details your way? Or have you tried at home workouts? Whatever. Trying to create a copy and paste message for that day so that I don't have to type out the same thing over and over, has saved a lot of time. Then the next 10 minutes I do is connecting, following, commenting, replying to stories. And I try to break it out into like 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. And I set physical timers so that I keep it moving, because I could scroll forever. Then 5 minutes cheering on current customers, so commenting on their sweaty selfies, and then 5 minutes posting on your page, at least one post a day on your feed, and then multiple on your story. So that's kind of how I get the 30-minute tracker. And then I realize, like, I'm doing a lot of things outside of when I'm just sitting down with my tracker, right? I'm constantly connecting. I'm constantly cheering on current customers, right? Like in the morning before I go to work, I try to go back through, and anyone who's worked out in the morning, I try to comment, because then when I come back through in the evening, it's not many to just boom, 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 get that done. And so that is my 30-minute tracker, which I think is very effective. Because honestly, I think you can do a tracker in 30 minutes, or you could do it in 3 hours. No matter how much time you give yourself, you're probably going to produce the same amount of stuff, if that makes sense. Cut out the Netflix. So this is one thing, like, think of all the things you could be doing instead of watching TV or Netflix. Like today, all I wanted to do was lay on my couch, but I'm like, no, Brianna, you need to get up and you need to do laundry. You need to do dishes. Like, watching Netflix doesn't get you ahead for the week. The other thing is, like, work while you watch. If you really want to, like, a lot of times, like if Shane and I are watching Netflix, we're both just scrolling our phones mindlessly anyways. So it's like, why not follow people or connect with people while I'm watching Netflix? I don't have any shows that I'm really into, right? Like, I don't have any series that I watch or anything like that. I'd mostly just watch whatever Shane's watching. So I'm not super committed or into it, and I can just focus on other stuff. But a lot of people in life say, like, they don't have time, but like, I thought I didn't have time, but I was watching like 4 hours of Netflix a night. And I'm like, okay, I have time, just not using it well. Number 6 is prioritize. So this is something I've done at school a lot too. Like, does that really need to be done right now? I have tasks that are like due literally in like 3 weeks that I'm working on now. And I'm like, why am I doing that? Because it's easier to work on that task than the task at hand. So eat that frog, do the hardest thing first. Do the thing that you know needs to be done like right now. And a lot of time that's inviting, or maybe that is scheduling your post for your challenge group. Maybe that's creating some piece of content. Also, side note, in our group, Jess put that Boss Babes Mastermind. I went in there and yeah, like graphics up the wazoo, literally so many good ideas, like graphics, like one that I downloaded, she has, it's called Tasty Tuesdays. So I'm going to post that in our challenge groups, and it's literally pictures off the Beachbody blog, but then she posts the ingredients, the instructions, the servings, container equivalents, like all that. And so I'm like, heck, I'm going to post this and do, yeah, Tasty Tuesdays, or all these people are doing like Thanksgiving based stuff. Here's I've been looking for one of these. It's a bod versus challenge group. So it shows you everything you get in a challenge group pack, and everything like a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month, like literally all these graphics that I'm like, holy Jesus, this is like the mother load. But that's what it's designed to be, is like for anyone to use it. So if you aren't, it's called Boss Babes Masterminds. And I know I'm going to snag a bunch of stuff out of there, because they already have like 12 day of Christmas stuff and free group graphics, and it's just crazy good. Number 7, consider outsourcing. So for some of us, this is probably a little more difficult because most of us don't live in a big town. Like one thing I am going to start doing is probably grocery pickup. So buying my groceries online and then just going to pick them up, because literally it does the same thing, except I can just roll up, they throw it in my car and I can go. And so I'm going to do that tomorrow because I won't get to the grocery store till like 6:30 at night, and I'd rather just do that. Or grocery delivery if you live in a bigger store and could like literally have Hy-Vee or Walmart or wherever drop them off, that'd be bomb. The other thing is like deep cleaning. If you are someone who hates cleaning, it kind of goes with the lawn care and snow removal. Like if you hate doing those things, like pay someone to do them. I thought in high school, like I cleaned for a gal and she paid me $10 an hour. And I usually was there like on Saturday for like 3 hours. So like $30, like, and I just cleaned her house. She was an older lady. I was in high school and I just cleaned her house for her because, mopping, that kind of stuff. And then lawn care or snow removal. Like I seriously considered this summer hiring a high school kid to pay him $25 to mow our lawn, because I'm like, I don't have time for it. Like I don't have an hour or 2 hours like every 3 days to mow my lawn. And so think of that. The other thing is like a meal subscription or service. If you always feel like I love cooking, but when I'm busy, I feel like cooking a recipe that takes a long time, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like I want recipes that are fast because I don't like spending hours cooking if I have a lot of other stuff going on. And so maybe thinking of meal subscription or service. I'm always really jealous because in Red Wing, where like Candace and Brittany and all them, or Lake City, excuse me, by them, they have a gal who like literally created a business. So here's an idea, created a business where she literally does meal prep and like hundreds of meals. And so you'd pay so much money and like you pay, I don't know, $30 and she gives you your 5 meals for the week. And that's like literally your meal prepped. It's all in those containers and you literally don't have to do anything. Like you just pick it up and pay her for it. And I'm like, oh, I know Sioux Falls has stuff like that. I've totally thought, because I'm like, I spend so much time cooking on Sundays. If I had something like that, maybe I'll start a business in Huron, but consider outsourcing. I know I'm hoping in the future, like if Shane and I, like right now, I don't mind, but if I had a bigger house, I'd definitely pay someone to clean it once a week. Number 8, this is something big on my phone, is turn on do not disturb. So I don't know how many of you guys use this on your phone, but I definitely use it at night. So I turn on my do not disturb at 8:30 and I do not turn it off until I'm done posting my stuff for my workouts in the morning, because then I don't have notifications coming through, which has been really helpful. Because what I do, especially when I do my tracker, right, I'm like, okay, I'm inviting, oh, someone responded, I need to go have my conversation with them. Like stop checking your notifications and shifting your focus. I do the same thing on Facebook. Like if I see someone, and it could be completely irrelevant, right? Someone commented on, I don't know, a picture of mine. Well, I'm going to go in and I'm going to respond to them and stuff like that. And so the thing is like set times to check your notifications or your messages and just do it all at once, right? Respond all at once. Because my thing is, after I invite, if I go back and I respond at lunchtime, I might have the same response that I'm sending to people. And I have even copied and pasted those, right? Because if they're asking the exact same question, I can copy and paste it over. And that's another time-saving hack. Like save invites so you don't have to rethink of them all the time. Save your spiel. Like if someone says like, hey, can you send me pricing on this? I legit have a message saved, which I change depending on what they're looking at, but have a copied, 12 months of BOD, 30 days of this. This is what Shakeology, this is what Energize and Recover is, because we don't have to retype that 10,000 times because it's just the same information every time. And then the other thing is like, do you really need to check your work email at 8 p.m.? Last spring, I kind of had like a breakdown because when, right, we were online teaching, kids literally would contact you 24 hours a day. Like I had kids emailing me at 3 a.m, and I had kids emailing me at midnight, 11, texting me, calling me, like all that, because since we're a small school, I give my cell phone number out to my FFA members. And so like I'd have kids texting me about assignments. I'd have parents emailing me, admin, like everything. And so I just kind of decided like when I go home for the day, I am not obligated to respond to any school emails or do any school things, right? So it's not saying I don't at all. But a lot of times I will ignore those emails and text messages and stuff until like, for example, right, a parent emailed me at 8 o'clock saying, you know, like on a, I don't know, Thursday saying, can you send me so-and-so's missing assignment so we can get them caught up? Okay, I'm sorry, you can wait till I get to school the next day. Like I'm not going to get my school computer out, turn on my Infinite Campus, like do all that. Like it can wait. And so I would just think about that too. Number 9 is set a deadline for everything. You may have 2 weeks or 2 months, but you're going to get it done in the same amount of time. Kind of like the speed cleaning my house or the tracker or anything. Like if I tell myself I need to have all my posts scheduled by this day, or I have to have this done, having a deadline or a timer helps me just immensely get things done. I do this at school too. Like I tell myself I will have this many lesson, like, or what am I trying to say? Like I'm going to have this task done by the end of my prep so that I work a lot quicker to get it done instead of being like, oh, I can finish that up after school, or like, oh, I can do this this evening. I try to really set my boundaries so that I complete it, because like I said, if I have a week to do it or I have 1 day to do it, the shorter amount of time I have to do it, the better. So I just give myself a deadline. And one way I do that too is in my planner. I have a to-do list in my planner, and I just put it like in like earlier in my planner, if that makes sense. Like if something's due on the 30th, I might put it in my planner for like the 15th so that it's done and I don't have to worry about it. And number 10, take breaks. So experts say that for every 50 minutes you work, you need a 10-minute break, which I think is really hard for a lot of us. We just want to like work. But when I was working from home for school, I literally would take Clover on like 4 walks a day because I just had to get outside. I had to move. And this is especially crucial now that it's winter, which it's so hard because what else are we going to do? It's winter and we all live where it's cold. But like, even if you just go outside, even though it's cold, and breathe some fresh air, have a dance party, right? Turn on your favorite song and just dance, or make some coffee, or even like a brain break for me is like folding laundry or doing dishes for me is relaxing. And so it's like, just do that for 10 minutes or work for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break. But just do something that's not sitting on your phone, sitting on your computer, because then you'll realize your mind is a little more refreshed and you actually feel better and are more productive when you come back down to finish up working. And so the other things I've done is read a chapter in a book, right? So like I love the book I'm reading right now. So I'll like work for a while, then I'll read a chapter in my book just to kind of unwind, and then, you know, maybe grab a bubbler, and then I'll get back to work or something like that. And I found that to help too on my weekends or whatever days I have off and I'm working for a long amount of time on something. But try to take a break doing something that's like completely separate, right? Like if you're on your phone working on something, don't take your break as like scrolling Facebook, because I think that's not a big enough distinction that your brain's like, oh, we're taking a break, we're shifting gears. And so those are kind of my tips. So I just put like, we all have 24 hours. Like, how will you use yours? Because there are people who get a lot of crap done in 24 hours. And then there's people who don't get like anything done at all. And so that's kind of my thought on that. I don't think, yeah. So that's kind of, sorry, Angie, you can read like that.
Thank you.
Changed it right when I just thought that was the end. Does anyone else have any like time hacks or anything else they want to add about this topic to help others? I know Jess does her tracker, like that's actually the first thing she does in the morning. And so she does it right away. But Okay. Okay. Kind of think that's all I have on this topic. I'm gonna stop recording.